The last time I did this, it was with a slightly different build. But this patch brought a few new things that I wanted to try out to upgrade this build to something even better. Unfortunately, there's one piece that I'm missing that is vital, but if you slot this one piece into the build, then you'll reap the benefits. It's just because I haven't really been playing and I wasn't able to get this item. Anyways, it's only right and traditional to come back here to see if it works again. Let's do this. What's that? What's that? We got modifiers on here? Oh, these are the global modifiers or something? Wow. That just ain't bad, baby. Uh-oh, I'll let him get behind me. Wow, this Tempest hits. Oh my gosh, it's automatic. That's crazy. Alright, where's the chunk at? Where's the chunk at? Yeah, get out. That's what I want. That's what I want. Let's go. Only thing that changed about this is that it got better, baby. Alright. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's get behind. No.
Year 7, Season 2 is upon us, and we actually have some new toys, but these toys are not like we've experienced previously in other seasons. If you didn't know already, I'm a build fanatic. I like to dissect weapons, gear, and fuse them to make unique playstyles, or evolve builds that I've already made in the past, which is the case for this one. Do you remember Immortal? I honestly did not think that I can pull this off with this new exotic pistol. Back in Division 1, there was a gear set that literally defined an entire playstyle, allowing the player to do something that no other gear set or playstyle could do. D3FNC, which is an acronym for defense. It let you throw up a shield and run an SMG like you were an unstoppable juggernaut. One of the most used setups was this gear set paired with an exotic SMG known as the House. Some of you didn't play Div 1, but this weapon was amazing. And the House made that playstyle hit even harder. Its exotic talent, card counter, split the magazine into two halves. The first half dealt normal damage, but the second half dealt 20% bonus damage. That meant every time you emptied a magazine, the back half hit like a truck. Because the whole point of the D3FNC was offense with defense. You had the protection of a shield, but you can go full auto with an SMG, which you weren't able to do because you can only use pistols while wielding a shield. And your shield only got tankier the more stamina you stacked. Fast forward to today, and I've built something that feels like the perfect evolution of that concept. The Tempest auto pistol spits rounds like an SMG, but instead of just offense while defended, the Tempest rewards you with reactive offense. Its talent makes the pistol fully automatic. And when your shield finally gives out, you gain 25% amplified damage for a set time, turning the moment of vulnerability into a power play. And I feel lucky because apparently the Tempest is not supposed to be dropping right now in the place where I got it. Yesterday, a message popped on the screen when booting up Division 2. The manager, Climax mission, has been disabled because it was unintentionally dropping the exotic Tempest pistol. It also said that the mission will be disabled until September 23rd. Furthermore, on September 23rd, that pistol will drop from floor 100 of the summit and an extra reward for the Climax mission. So yeah, I got lucky because I only ran the master difficulty mission one time and it dropped for me. I was expecting the Tinkerer mask, but I'm glad I got this. And the twist is I'm not even running the classic bulwark shield everyone expects. I'm using the deflector shield, which not only keeps me covered, but literally spits enemy fire right back at them. So not only am I laying down fire like an SMG, but I'm punishing enemies every time they try and push me. That's what inspired me to come back and make this build. It's more than nostalgia, it's a reimagining of what D3FNC stood for. The old set was offense and defense working hand in hand. This is defense reborn, but deadlier and smarter than ever. If you're new to my channel, I cover builds, guides, and discussions within a myriad of game types. And I absolutely love looters, Souls-like, and RPG games. So if that's something you're interested in, then like the video and don't hesitate to subscribe to join the family. Now let's not waste any more time and jump straight into this build right now.
Alright, let me show you what we got going on here. Okay, I thought of this as soon as I saw this Tempest pistol. I was thinking in my head, because this build, if you've been following me, by the way, my invincible, insurmountable, impregnable shield builds, then you would know that most of the time I use a Ravenous for my primary. Reason being is that when I put the deflector shield down, I can use the Ravenous to basically destroy Chungas and robotic dogs, because the Ravenous works in a way that it just basically bypasses armor and goes straight for the health damage. So it's the perfect combination when you utilize the Ravenous along with the deflector shield. But this Tempest just changed the game completely. It's automatic and it just hits like a truck. I did not realize it. First of all, if you look at its stats, they're amazing. 50% stability and 15% critical hit chance. Okay, so that told me, why not roll crit chance on every piece, which is what I have here on most of the pieces. It's not on the Ninja Bike backpack, and it's not on this or this, because I wanted to roll it to armor in order to get 2 million. All right. Now, this is a new brand set. I think it came out last season. I'm not sure. I think it did come out last season, because I didn't really play last season, so I didn't really test things out. But I had to use these 2 pieces. Some of you ask me, why do I have 3 pieces of the Foundry Bulwark? It's a gear set. You need 4 pieces to activate the bonus. But that's the reason that I have the Ninja Bike backpack. Ninja Bike backpack has a talent on it called Resourceful, where it slots in to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set bonus. So you can unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously, which is why I also have 2 pieces of the Eminence armaments, which will give me the 3-piece, which is 60% pistol damage. I would like to have Punch Drunk on here, Douglas and Harding, but I just, there's only so much you can do. Now, this Tempest is the primary I'm using. You don't really have to use anything else. Okay, it has 12% magazine size, so it's 33 rounds in a magazine, and you could just hold the trigger down and shoot it like a SMG or something, and it hits really hard. Because not only does it have this amount of damage, but you got an extra 60% from Eminence armaments. 2-piece right here. This gives you 5%. Well, it's actually even more, because you got 5% weapon damage, and then increased threat. And threat, I think it works in a way where it just draws the aggro of enemies towards you. But I'm using the named Eminence armament. It's called Cloak. And this was in a game before. They just basically redid the talent. This gives you 50% reduced threat. So pretty much you have 50% in total. Nice balance. But this is how I'm able to survive everything. Along with the 2 million armor, Foundry Bulwark is your go-to tank build, hands down. It's always been ever since it came out. All right, it has something called makeshift repairs, where whenever you or your shield take damage, 25% of that amount is repaired to both over 10 seconds. You have 10% total armor, which is how I'm able to get 2 million, I'm pretty sure, because I don't expertise much. And then you have 1% armor regen and 50% shield health. Now the backpack is really great to use if you want to use that, right? Because this increases with its exclusive talent, makeshift repairs speed from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. So you're going to be getting repaired a lot quicker, which increases your survivability. But then you wouldn't be able to have this 2-piece Eminence armament, which will give you that weapon damage that you need for the pistol. So this is a hybrid. As you know, I love making hybrid builds, and this is not the only one. All right, so the skills that I'm using, and this is also helping with the survivability of makeshift repairs and this whole build, right? I'm using technician specialization. First of all, the deflector shield is a tier 6. All right, so it's going to give me the maximum benefit of what it offers. You get the maximum active regeneration, the maximum shield health, the holster generation, all that, the deflector damage. And no matter if this is skill tiers or armor cores, it's going to give you the maximum deflector damage. Some people said it only works with skill damage, but it doesn't. It works with armor also. You can also increase your skill damage by using something like Spike with the named Maxim 9. This gives you 25% skill damage for 15 seconds when you land a headshot. That's what I was using on my other build because this is not an exotic, it's just a named. So I would use that and then use a Ravenous as my primary. I think this is much funner because of the Tempest. You saw how I was just like running through everything like I had an SMG, and it hits really hard. Now, the Artificer Hive is great. You can only get this with the Technician specialization. This also actively heals your shield every now and then. So it doesn't have like a timed refresh rate. I don't know what this means, but it will heal your shield up to like 80% sometimes. Sometimes I'll see my shield health go down real low. I'm thinking it's about to break. But then out of nowhere, I get a charge from the Artificer Hive to my shield and I'm topped off again. And the crazy thing is that the Artificer Hive, as long as it's on your back, you have infinite stem charges. So this build, it just evolves. It gets better and better. As you go along, it gets stronger and stronger. The more you play it, the more you evolve it. Now, I said earlier there was one essential piece that I was missing, okay? I can tell you exactly how to do it because I do not have turmoil knee pads, okay? I wasn't playing during that time and I wasn't trying to do the stretch goals in order to get them. They're basically 𝐒𝐻𝐵𝐵. That's the brand set that this name talent belongs to. And basically, when you're dealing damage to an enemy, it deals a percentage of damage to anybody within the vicinity. So you're dealing autonomous damage to everybody on the battlefield within the vicinity, just for dealing damage to that one enemy, right? I think that's the way that it works. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I was using that in the PTS with this build, with the build similar to it. And I was in one of those legendary mission rooms where the legendary NPCs would drop their heal boxes. You know, that room where they drop like 3 heal boxes all at once. So it's pretty much you can't get through unless you have like a oxidizer or, you know, you just got a team that's really efficient. You're gonna have a hard time getting through. But I noticed that when I was using this, defending and just blocking all those bullets, after I died, those heal boxes were at like 50%. So can you imagine the damage that you would be dealing with a build like this using the turmoil knee pads? But you will be losing out on the Eminence Armaments brand set, right? That 60% pistol damage that you'd get. So instead, you can use something like Punch Drunk Mask. This gives you 20% pistol damage, which is okay, but it also gives you 20% headshot damage, which then you could add something else here. But of course, you'd want crit chance, like I said, because the Tempest has that 15%. Because I have 60% critical hit chance on this build, on my pistol rather, because that's all you're going to be using anyway, right? 60%. Well, 0.2 off, but it does the job, right? And not bad headshot damage. So this build is pretty simple to make because Foundry Bulwark already comes as an armor core. You just want to make sure you roll critical hit chance on it, and you're good to go. And as far as these two pieces are, you're going to have to farm a little bit for these because you want it to come with crit hit chance. These usually come as a weapon core, so a little bit of farming is needed. And then you have the Ninja Bike backpack. So that's it, folks. I actually got surprised with this Tempest. I played the Master Difficulty mission with a build that I'm going to show you tomorrow, actually, or whenever. If it's not on YouTube by now, it will be. But that's the build I was waiting on with the new Shroud exotic sniper rifle. Where is that at? Right here. This opens up so many possibilities, man, with high priority target. And I actually got the Tempest while I was using that build, running the Master Difficulty mission, and it was annoying. First I'll play heroic, then I dumbed it down to challenging, and then I joined the group and played master, and it performed consistent throughout. So stay tuned for that build. But for this one, that'll do it, y'all. I appreciate you stopping by and watching to the end. Let me know what you think about this. It's certified again in legendary, and I don't know, man. I'm really feeling it because my trigger finger doesn't feel like it's about to fall off when I'm using it. But tell me what you think about it in the comment section below, and what have you been using in this patch so far? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to join the family. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.